Hey everyone, welcome to Discover the OC. I'm Jules Wilson, your host and lifestyle realtor here at Seven Gables Real Estate. And today I'm so excited to be with Bill Lobel. So good to have you, Bill.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Yeah, now Bill is a Chapter 11 lawyer here in Orange County. You've been a lawyer for a long time. So I want to bring Bill on today to give us some tips and tricks about what you've learned over your years in the business, but also Bill has such a colorful life so far. You got a lot of years left, right? But a colorful life. And listen, we all like a little bit of drama, Bill. So don't be afraid to tell us some of that too. Little juice, a little drama.
Yeah, sure.
We love that. So why don't you tell the viewers how you got started as a Chapter 11 lawyer, and maybe a couple tips on what we can learn from what you've learned in your business.
Sure. Well, I'll tell you how I got started doing Chapter 11s in Orange County, because
Okay.
it's interesting. I started out representing a guy named Bob Wormington, whose brother Jim is a house builder, but Bob is a hotel guy.
Interesting.
And he had financial problems, and he came to me, and we worked him out. And It's a good result. And he ended up going to breakfast in what used to be the old Jaguar dealership on the Pacific Coast Highway.
Okay.
And in the Jag dealership, you remember there was a Ruby's restaurant.
Yeah.
And they had the red.
Yeah. Happy
and
days.
So Bob is sitting in one of those, and across from him is a guy who had a company called Pacesetter Homes.
Okay.
And these developers all talked to each other, and he was telling that guy how I had helped him. So I ended up representing Pacesetter, and then in this community, once you do a good job for one developer,
Right.
every developer knows about it.
Right.
So I became over time the lawyer for the developer in Orange County when they had a hiccup financially.
Oh, wonderful. So
So-
you've really helped a lot of people with that.
Helped a lot of people, and I also got to represent the other side of it. I represented Lyon and Arduous and Lennar and those people who aren't going to file a bankruptcy, but they get involved in business deals with people who file bankruptcies.
Oh, I see.
And then I ended up representing them in that.
So a lot of the home builders as well, you've really helped. Well, listen, I mean, at the end of the day, that's a lot of bread and butter for a lot of people. So
Well, yes, and I'll tell you another interesting story. I'm the reason that Lennar is in California.
Lennar Builders, for those of you who don't know.
Lennar Builders, big builder.
Well, tell us that story.
I started in Miami, and I represented a small home builder, maybe 200-300 houses a year, called F&R Builders. And they grew up to be a really big builder, and I had a bankruptcy for an outfit called Bramley out here. It was a Canadian subsidiary, and they needed money, and they didn't know what to do. And I always go to a client first before we do anything to let them know what's going to happen, to help them with their employees.
Oh, wonderful.
That kind of thing.
Right.
And I go to this meeting, and there are two guys there running Bramley at the time. One was a guy named Jeff Roos. Jeff has become a great friend of mine. He's a great guy. And Jeff had been a project manager for Lennar.
Okay.
And their president had left and gone to Shea or
Oh, right.
KB or one of the other ones, and he was put in as the temporary president.
Oh, wow.
And he had an assistant named Emil Haddad. And so here are these two guys, no real experience with any of this, scared to death.
Oh, my gosh.
And to calm them down, I said to them, guys, out of chaos springs opportunity.
Oh, I love that.
If you go to either of those two guys now,
Yeah.
and you say out of chaos springs opportunity, they'll say, you know Bill Lobel, and boy was he right.
I love
Jeff
that.
Roos had just retired. He rose in the ranks of Lennar.
Nice.
And what happened is we needed to have somebody to buy Bramley. So I
Okay.
remembered I'd represented this home builder in Florida that now was big.
Right.
So I called up Leonard Miller, and I said, Leonard, this is an opportunity for you to come into California.
Oh, wonderful.
And I took Emil and Jeff to Coral Gables,
Uh-huh.
and we're out walking around Coral Gables. There's all these gorgeous people, and the weather's great. Neither of them wanted to come back. But we ended up having Lennar buy Bramley,
Oh,
and their futures out
wow.
of the chaos became what they became. Jeff became running Lennar in Southern California. Emil owned Five Point, which bought the Marine Base and Mare Island and Candlestick Park and a bunch
Wow.
of other things. And both of those guys would say to you, boy, was he right. Out of
Wow.
chaos brings opportunity, which just means there's a bright side to almost everything.
Yes.
Just look for it.
Yeah. Well, that's a good tip. So you have, it seems like you have so many clients that you work with that have become friends, right?
Yes.
So as a, people might hear the word bankruptcy lawyer and think a negative connotation, right?
Yes.
But one thing I love about you, Bill, and I really want people to know, you don't go right to bankruptcy. You do what you need to do along the way to save them, educate them, let them know the right plan. But how have you built your business? I want to know for myself as well. We're all small businesses, right?
Sure.
How have you built your business to such the level of success that you're at today?
Well, I've been lucky because I service people who know each other. So when you do a good job for one, you get that referral.
The
base,
referral,
okay?
right.
And I'm a major believer in the system doesn't work well.
Okay. Meaning
Chapter
what?
11s are too expensive, they take too long, they're too damaging to your business,
Okay.
and they're unpredictable. So if you can find a way around it, you find a way around it. So my reputation comes from keeping people out of Chapter 11s rather than in Chapter 11s.
Okay, that's the secret.
Well,
All
I
right.
can't really mention names. I've spoken at a couple of funerals of people who are icons that
Okay.
you would know.
Okay.
And they could have ended up filing and didn't
Oh,
because
wow.
I kept them out. And the thing I'm most proud of is the fact that people that couldn't have stood
Oh, wow.
the filing never had to go through that emotional.
Well, and that's also saving families and
Yeah.
children, and it doesn't. It's not just with the one person, right? I mean, there's a big
Yeah.
effect that goes on there.
Well, one of the other things I do, especially if I go to a manufacturing client, I will purposely go in the back door and I will walk through and see all the people working.
Oh,
Because every one of those people has a family
that's right.
and a budget and hopes and dreams.
Oh, you're so sweet.
And
Yeah,
whether I do a good job or a bad job
yeah,
impacts all of those people.
yeah.
And so if I want motivation to do the best job I can do, just walk through
Walk
the
in
back.
the back door. That is such a good tip, because that's really where you're in with the trenches. You're in with the worker bees.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And that's what it's all about. in the
Yes.
end. The guys at the top, even the ones that have had to file and lose everything,
Yeah.
they make it back.
Yeah, that's
They make it
true. That's true.
There was a time around 2007, 2008, when you saw a change in the names of all of the big developers. Lion Homes became Lion Communities. Fieldstone
Right.
Homes
Oh,
became
so
Lion Communities.
true.
Okay.
Right.
What happened is there were workouts of those, and they left behind huge amounts of bank debt.
Oh.
In
wow.
one case, I can remember $500 million in unpaid bank debt.
Oh my gosh.
And that developer, who you would know, okay, as soon as we did that, every bank was willing to lend him again. Because he was honest.
Yeah.
He told them the truth.
Unbelievable.
It wasn't his fault. And he knew how to make money.
Yeah.
So who else would you lend to?
Of course. Yeah.
So the big guys are going to do fine.
Right.
It's the people in the trenches that you have to
Right.
worry about.
Well, you know what, Bill, I really love about you too, because when you walk in the front door, you don't have to see what's going on in the back door, and you choose to walk in the back door.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
I love you for that. Now, another thing I know you have going on, you got a lot of things going on, but when I first met Bill, the thing I loved about him the most, you always have stories. Not really stories. You're telling me, Jules, I'm going to help this person out, or I'm working with this person. I really care about that person. I want to help them with their business, personally, whatever. You just really have a heart of being a giver. It's almost unbelievable, Bill.
And I have to tell you, I don't know that I deserve that.
Well, it's true.
Something that the good Lord gave me
Yeah.
almost from the time I was a young kid.
Yeah.
But it's a wonderful feeling.
Yeah.
And people say, boy, you've done all this for these people. I said, no, it's for me.
Yeah, yeah.
What I think about, I can drive down the 405 or the 5 or the 55, and I can see all these businesses that are still there because I made the right decision.
Oh, that's
not the wrong
awesome.
decision.
I love
That makes
that.
me feel.
Oh, that's why you sleep. That's why you look good in that suit still. Well, listen, I know you also have a couple of books coming out.
I do.
So give us a little teaser. What's going on with that?
Okay. I have 2 books coming out. One is called The Master. It's a fiction book about a lawyer who ends up having bad priorities, and he chases money, and he...
I can't imagine that ever.
I know. Well, I'll tell you, I speak a lot to groups, including lawyer groups, and I always start out because when you speak to a group, you want them to get entertained
Yes,
and information.
of course.
So for the entertainment, I tell my favorite lawyer story, because lawyers are known to have bad priorities. This is a Beverly Hills lawyer sitting in his backyard, feeling badly because other lawyers have more money, better practices, and bigger houses than him. And the devil appears and says, I'll give you the most amount of money, the biggest house, and the best practice of any lawyer in Beverly Hills. And the lawyer says, what do I have to do for it? Devil says, you have to give me your soul. and the souls of your wife and your twin 4-year-old daughters for eternity.
Yeah.
And the lawyer says, what's the catch? Too good to be true. Too good to be true.
Bill,
So
that's hysterical.
that's the way it is.
Oh my God. So what's the other book? That's the fiction, right?
That's the fiction book.
Okay.
And the other book is a nonfiction book, which is much harder for me. I'm still editing it because it's about all the people that I've represented over the years in various contexts.
Oh, wow.
And everything from, on one end, the Bill Lyons of the world, the George Arjos of the world, in various contexts. And then on the other end, I represented Kanye West.
Wow.
It's about as...
Are you mentioning real names in the book?
I mention real names in the book where I can, depending upon what the story is.
Okay, so that would be really interesting.
Yeah, I think it will be.
Yeah.
And one of the things that will help me is I have a good friend named Mark Victor Hansen, and Mark is the leading seller of nonfiction books in the country. You would know him for Chicken Soup for the Soul.
Oh, yeah, of course,
Okay.
yeah.
And he's going to, on the cover of my fiction book, put must read Mark Victor Hansen,
how
author of Chicken Soup
awesome.
for the Soul, and he's going to do my foreword.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we have to have you on when those
When I
books.
do the books.
When can we expect those books? Consider this a little teaser.
Within the next 6 months.
Okay, so now you have to finish those because we're time stamping this.
I know. And the nonfiction book, I'm not sure it's going to happen yet, but he has a neighbor named Bob Kiyosaki. And Bob wrote Rich Dad,
Rich
Poor
Dad,
Dad.
of course, I
Okay?
know, yeah.
And he's going to do the same thing for
Oh
my
my
nonfiction
gosh.
book. So in the book world, you want distribution. So
Yes,
I'll
of
be
course
on
you do.
Amazon, and I'll be on Barnes & Noble while it's still there.
Oh my gosh.
And we'll see how that comes out.
Well, listen, you are so multifaceted, Bill, and you're such an inspiration. But the most important thing is your heart. I'm just going to call it like it is. I love your heart. So how can, if people want to reach out to you, whether it's bankruptcy or just learning more about your books, we are going to have Bill on when the books are, front and center. We can show you one. We'll ask you some of that. But how can people get a hold of you, Bill?
I'll give you my cell phone number because I live in a world where my clients often are narcissists and they insist on being able to get a hold of me anytime they want to. So on my business card is my cell phone number, which is 949-439-9992. If I'm busy, I won't answer, but I'll call you back. But I get calls. Sometimes I have to train them not to do it before 7 in the morning or after 11 at night.
Yes.
That's just what happens.
Yeah.
I just finished the biography of Elon Musk.
Oh, yeah.
That Isaacson wrote.
Uh-huh.
And it's great, but he identified with all my clients.
I
Because
love that.
That's just the way it is.
Well, Bill, you are such an inspiration. Once again, reach out to Bill, or you can also reach out to me, and I can put you in touch with him. But I promise you we will have Bill back on when his books are fully ready and published. And Bill, thank you so much. Any one little last anecdote of advice, one line or anything we can take away?
Yeah, I've learned this over decades of practice. When a client tells you something, if it is the complete and the absolute truth, it is coincidence because they just can't do it. And I'm in Mark Victor Hansen's latest book, which is called Ask, because it's about the power of asking. And one of the things I have to do with a client is I have to ferret out the true facts. And I know I'm not going to hear them the first time. So I have to ask the same question a little differently over and over. And from that, I can deduce what the facts are so I can deal with them.
Yeah, well, you do it with compassion. So thank you so much for being on, Bill. And thank you so much for watching. And to check out Bill Lobel, he's an inspirational person, and I just love you inside and out.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for watching.